Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. We had a massive storm last night with lightning, thunder, a little bit of hail, and the rain was sheeting down and coming in at an angle. But it's a beautiful morning. It's peaceful. The birds are out. They're singing. And the beach is empty. So what I thought I'd do is come down here and video another vlog, take us through a book summary like we normally do, and just continue to tick the box and add to the inventory of vlogs that we've got and see what more we can learn. Today's book summary that I've chosen to present is a little bit different to your normal book summaries, and it's entitled A Message to Garcia, a book written by an author named Elbert Hubbard. So hopefully we'll see a dolphin this morning, but I'll walk to the other end of Little Beach and just mull over some of these learnings. So the author kicks off the book with an observation where he says that character is the result of two things: mental attitude and the way we spend our time. Because we've all got choices, and we know that we've all got choices. I could have chosen to stay in bed. I could have chosen to just sit down in front of the television. I could have chosen to make some breakfast. But instead, I decided to continue to do what I normally do and go on a walk and talk. So the author here is suggesting that character is a result of two things: our mental attitude, so the way we think, the way we see the world, our worldview, and the way we spend our time, or the way we invest our time, could be another way of describing it. It is what we think and what we do that makes us what we are. Pretty basic, pretty logical, but I guess at the end of the day, it makes a lot of sense. What you do is a reflection of what you're thinking, and what you're thinking and what you do is basically an expression of who we are. So the author makes it very, very clear. So this book is a pretty old book, or it relates to a day gone by or ages gone by. And it's a book about the Spanish-American War in 1898, where the US president recruited Cuban insurgents to come and help the cause. And it's always tricky when you get other people to fight your battles, because they don't have the same sort of passion, they don't have the same desires, they don't have the same pressure, because it's, for them, it's a job, and it's not necessarily a life or death commitment that will impact their families and their families' families. So the author kicks off the book with the first formal point, where he says that in our lives we need to look at eliminating those who are lazy and incompetent. So remember when you were kids and you'd be playing a sport, say tip football or soccer or cricket, and two people would be picked as captains or given a chance to be captain, and then the challenge that they had was that they had to select their team from the people available. And of course the best player got picked first, and then the second best, third best, and before you knew it, you had a team. So from those early days, I guess we knew that it's important to pick the best players to be on your team if winning was something that was important to you. So what the author here is saying is that not only do we have to pick the right players, but once you've got your team in place and those players show their colours, then what we need to do is we need to eliminate those who are lazy and those who are incompetent. So lazy are the ones who just don't want to do the work, even if they're good at it, and incompetent are the ones who are just not good at the work once they've been given the challenge. And we know, and the author reminds us here, that laziness and incompetence are rampant in the workforce. I was making an observation to a friend of mine that I work with on Friday actually, and saying how customer service has really gone downhill, has really changed over the years. Back in the 80s and 90s, McDonald's, for example, once a hamburger was, been out for more than 3 minutes, I think it was, or I forget what the time schedule was, then it would get thrown in the bin, and they would make sure that everything that they served was hot, enjoyable, and to a particular standard. Whereas now, if you go to a drive-through at McDonald's and you order burger and chips, for example, by the time you get to the driveway to drive back onto the main road, the chips are bloody soggy, they're cold, and they're not enjoyable at all, and the burger is just lukewarm. So this whole concept of customer service over the years has really fallen away. So getting back to the point here in this book, what the author is saying is that we need to stay on top of our game as long as possible in order to get the outcomes and to express the objectives of the team, and making sure that we've got the right people in our team is the very, very first point that we need to make and we need to foster. So some people are better workers than others. Once again, we've learnt that over the years. Not everybody has the same attitude when it comes to work. I'll just go down here on the sand and just walk along the water's edge. Not everybody has the same attitude to work. But what the author here reminds us of is that a person of character works on any task as hard as they would, without question. You can trust them all the time. You can trust that they're going to do a good job, regardless of the task, regardless of how important or how menial the task is. There are some people who just work as hard as they can and as well as they can on every task, on every aspect of their lives. And they do it without question, because you can trust them, and they're team players. They work as a part of a team and not just for themselves, and they're not just there for the money. Employers can consistently and constantly need to be on the lookout. The big question here is, this is for everybody, this is for all of us. Each and every one of us need to consistently be on the lookout for the weakest link in our team, the weakest link in the chain that can let the whole team down. Because reputation is key, and we're always, forever, being judged in terms of what we do and how we do it. And what the author here is saying is that each team needs to continually be on the lookout for the weakest link in the chain to either repair that weak link by giving constructive feedback, or to eliminate that link altogether and replace it with another strong link. So we need to stay positive, we need to stay committed, and we need to do it with pleasure. We need to enjoy what we're doing, which once again gets back to character. You know, some people will find enjoyment in the menial tasks, in all the tasks they do in their life. They'll find meaning and joy in doing what they're doing. Because you need to be a certain person to do a certain job. Not everybody's cut out to be a nurse. Not everybody's cut out to be a doctor. Not everybody's cut out to be a solicitor. But the best people at those jobs are the ones who absolutely enjoy it and thrive by doing it. Which leads us to the next point. So the second formal point to come out of this book is that being positive at work is the best way to make your time there more effective and more enjoyable. The last thing you want to do is to be surrounded by people who don't want to be there, who don't enjoy being where they are, they don't enjoy their work, and they're forever whinging. Because the truth is that when we complain, we are revealing our own bad character. So for people to complain, they are revealing their own bad character. And it's important to not blow trivial issues out of proportion and to make a mountain out of a molehill is the next point that the author makes. For those who are not aware, they've expanded the ramp here at Little Beach because before a lot of boats were getting bogged in the sand at low tide. Whereas now they've ramped it up and taken it deeper into the water. It's going to be interesting. I could imagine seeing a few kids crawling under this little section here during summer. It may be quite fun, or it could get dangerous. Who knows? But time will tell to see how it's used. So this is my first time on this new ramp, and hopefully it will bring a lot of happiness to a lot of boat owners. The next point is, according to this author, is that we need to change our energy and focus on the good things about life and work and the world around you. Now this gets back to attitude, to try and be positive, try and be open, and try and be welcoming of the circumstances and the things that happen, rather than be negative and bitter. Because as we know, our attitudes determine our altitude. So it's always better to be around people who are positive rather than be around people who are moaning, whinging, whining, and looking for the wrong and the bad things in the world. So the last point to come out of this book from this author is where he says that hard work leads to happiness, which brings success and makes all parts of your life better. A lot of people shy away from hard work. They want things easy. They want to be able to just drift and to cruise in life. But the author here makes it very, very obvious, I guess, to everybody that you need to be ready to do the hard work. You need to be ready to do the smart work. But you need to be ready, willing and able and committed to working at every aspect of your life without just wanting or thinking that life is about entitlement and looking forward to retirement. Most people that I know are not interested in retirement. because they are happy to work, have an enjoyable life, contribute and be part of a team, because it's more important than just sitting there waiting to die and waiting to go into a retirement village. So the author here says we need to choose, make an important choice, and that choice is to be happy all our life, and it will change our lives as well. I think as a young kid I made a decision to be happy and to live that happiness. I think I got it from my mother more so than my father. My father enjoyed having a bit of a whinge every now and then about certain things in his life, but my mother was always telling me to look on the bright side and to try and find good in everything, and to enjoy the moments, and to look, and to basically, be happy. Just be happy and to find happiness. Enjoy wherever you are. The good thing about work, for those who work, is that if you enjoy your work, it gives you happiness and a sense of achievement, and makes you feel fulfilled. And because that's the sort of stuff that you can offer the world. And the final points that come from this author in this book is it's important to lead through good example, to try and radiate positivity, goodwill, courage and health. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. On this overcast day. But once again, it's mild, it's not too cold. I'm here with a t-shirt, and it's an empty, quiet place. Quite peaceful actually. It's enjoyable just being able to walk up and down the beach. There's a fellow down there on the jetty that I was at before, just setting up to do some fishing. So I'll head back down there and just check out how he's going. And I look forward to coming to you again in a different location with a different message, a message of empowerment, where we can live, learn and pass it on. Because the objective of Jim's 5am Club is to enable us to be partners in each other's growth and development, where we can explore and incorporate OPE, other people's experiences, into our own inventory of skills. Because as we know, each and every one of us only get to see a sliver of reality, and what's beautiful about books and book summaries and seminars and other people's experiences and wisdoms is that we can learn without having to have experienced. Because if it was left to each and every one of us to try and experience everything in life, we would never get to do it. But through the beauty of books and film and social media, we're able to tap into many of these books that in previous generations most people would never have gotten a chance to explore and to experience. So thank you once again, and I look forward to coming to you from a different place with a different message of empowerment, and see where it leads us. Yasas, take care, and all the best from Jim on Jim's 5am Club. See you later. Bye for now. Ciao.